Yo, what's up, Keith? What's up, John? Can you guys hear me all right? This fucking mic stand's too big. What's up, Richard? Let me blow this chat up so I can actually see it. Day's going well, Richard. How about yours? Well so far. Still a little early. Had a long conference call with one of my attorneys this morning, and now I have to go meet the other one here in a little while to sign some paperwork. And so, yeah, been a busy, productive morning. What's up, Ron? Richard, I'm always doing homework. I'm getting there, Keith. I'm starting to. It's definitely better than it was, but it'd probably still be a few more days before I feel back to 100% normal. What's up, Chad? You are welcome, sir. That was actually one of my top plays. The free play from yesterday was one of two top plays that I had. Keith, I am, man. I'm pumped for it. The schedule is just so freaking packed there that I'd like to have. I got a game I want to ask you about. Purdue and Virginia need help on this one. All right, we'll go over that one in just a minute. But yeah, I'm excited. There's just so much going on, and it's such a packed schedule from basically the time I land to the time I leave that I want to have at least a few hours each day to just kind of meander around and see where it takes me and what I can get myself into. So I'm hoping to have that time, see who I can meet with and end up networking with. So we'll see. It's going to be a very busy trip, but I am looking forward to it. Keith Davis says SMU game was just like you said it would be. I told you SMU is a fairly easy team to read if people just would watch them. Knew I should have put more money on it. It felt like a top play. It was one of them. The only other top play that we had yesterday was on LSU. That one, I don't know if the odds makers were just trying to trick people or if they just didn't do their homework, but that line was severely off. Severely. And there was so much money coming in from people trying to take that large quantity of points to go against LSU. And I'm like, this line could have been 5 points higher and I'd have taken it at the same rate. Yo, what's up, Oliver? What's up, Brian? What's up, Colton? So, the Virginia-Purdue game. The defending national champions against the stepchild of the Big Ten. I actually kind of like Purdue in this matchup. I think they match up pretty well to Virginia. If you go off of just an eye test of this game with these two teams, bringing in all factors of everything that's happened this year, just off of an eye test, Virginia 6-point favorite on the road. You bring statistics into it. Virginia is a 4.5-point favorite, maybe 4. You bring the eye test and statistics into it, you get where you're at. What did it open at? 3.5? 3.5 in favor of Purdue, down to 1.5. I think that's off. I do think Virginia should have been favored. But here's the problem with Virginia. People are still riding that high of the national championship. They're still thinking of Virginia as the Virginia of 2018, or you can say 2019 as well. But Virginia is not a national championship team this year. In my opinion, they're not anywhere close. ESPN's got them rated as the number 3 team in the country. Right now, I've got them rated at about the number 11 team in the country. That's not saying that Virginia doesn't have a shot to win the ACC. They do. Do I think they will? No. I think it'll end up being North Carolina or Duke. The only way that I see one of those two teams not winning it would be, Louisville, Duke, or North Carolina. If one of those 3 teams don't win it, it will be because Virginia Tech comes up and just blows everybody out because they were overlooked by everybody. Now, the problem with Virginia is that they still have an elite defense. And I say problem. I do mean problem. Most people would say, well, why do you say it's a problem to have an elite defense? It's not a problem to have an elite defense, but to have a defense as elite as Virginia's. Virginia still has the best defense in the country at this point in time. But what you had last year was a number 1 defense. When I say number 1, I mean they were number 1 and there wasn't anybody in the same room as them. The closest to them would have been a team like Auburn did a really good full court press, but they couldn't guard Virginia. Texas Tech did a really good full court press. North Carolina played really good zone defense against fast teams. Cincinnati, great defense. Duke, good defense underneath the basket. Nobody had a defense that was so well-rounded like Virginia. But what they had last year on top of that defense was they had a number 1 defense and a top 15 offense. And within that top 15 offense, you had a top 5 3-point shooting team. They didn't shoot a ton of threes. They didn't overdo it. They did it smart, and they had a very high percentage rate of the outside shot. So, you roll all that into one, and you have a team that can not only prevent anybody from scoring, they don't have to score a lot. They take threes when they need to. When they get wide open shots or fast breaks, they take them. And that's how they ended up beating teams by 20 and 30 points night in and night out. Now what you have is a defense that isn't quite as elite as last year, but it's not far off. But you have no offense. You have no offense. Somebody was bragging on ESPN the other day, like Virginia's back. They just beat so-and-so by 23 or 24, 25, whatever it was. But they beat up a nobody and they didn't even put up 50 points. If you can't put up 50 points to an inferior team that is nowhere near the same caliber of team that you play night in and night out in conference play, then what makes you think that you're going to be able to keep up with the scoring. You're going to have to 100% rely on your defense. And down the stretch, come late conference play, come conference tournament, come big dance, that's not going to work. I don't see, I know a lot of ESPN analysts have said that Virginia is a Final Four team. It'll be up to them to make it, but they're at least an Elite Eight team. At least Elite Eight. My prediction is that if Virginia goes to the big dance, which that won't surprise me, I do think they'll go there. I don't think they make it to the Sweet 16. That's my prediction. And if by some chance they do make it to the Sweet 16, they will be eliminated there. They will not make it past that. They are not an Elite Eight team. And unless they get some transfers or, there's somebody sitting on that bench that the world just hasn't seen yet, the offense isn't there. And they better start worrying about that, or the defensive players they're trying to recruit right now will go somewhere else. Just because you're a great defensive player, defensive guys want to play with guys that can, play offense and give them a chance to win. Virginia's not the type of school that has a recruiting advantage to anyone. Even their in-state rival out-recruits them in almost everything. So, in saying that, do I think Virginia is a better team than Purdue? I do, absolutely. That's not in question. Do I think that Purdue should have been favored off the get? No, I do not. But do I understand why Purdue came out as a favorite? I do. They shouldn't have come out as 3.5-point favorites. Purdue's home court is actually a pretty decent advantage. Anywhere in the Big Ten is. But Illinois and Purdue, those hold some really good home field advantage. Indiana holds a good home court advantage. They hold better than Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State. They hold better than all of them. Purdue's going to get up for this game. This right now may be their Super Bowl. This might be their Final Four until they get to play teams like Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State, and depending on where those teams fall at that time. So this is going to be a good game. It's going to be a tight game. I think the line is sharp. I don't see value on either side of the ball. Virginia is a better team. Purdue trumps them on offense, but Virginia crushes them on defense. But ESPN has Purdue also ranked as like the number 36 team overall in the country. I don't have them that far down. I've got Purdue in my top 10. Truth be told. I've got them 2 positions higher than Virginia. Will I have my money on this game? Probably not. Will I watch it? Absolutely. If I had a gun to my head, I'd take Purdue, but I'd find it at a point. Don't lay 1.5, lay 1 point. Let's see what money line is right now. It's not saying money line. Hold on. Somebody find me a money line on Purdue for tonight. See what I missed here. Everyone hit the thumbs up. Alex, what's going on? Mr. Jenkins, what's happening? Tar Heel Tim, what's going on? Keith Davis says everyone hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it, Keith. Walter, God, we fucking crushed it last night. Absolutely, Walter. Keith Davis said it should be a good game. It absolutely will. Richard Jack, thanks, Chase. Good looking out, bro. Anytime, Richard. Don't go heavy on the game, man. I mean, if you want to have some action in it, that's my opinion. The line's a little bit too sharp for it to really be considered something that's going to hold it, an advantage to a disadvantage or anything like that. Hold on one second, guys. I'm live. Sorry. I've got my window in my upstairs office open and my neighbor rode by and said, let's go grab lunch. I was like, I'm live. He's actually my business partner too in a business endeavor. So he actually co-owns the Bleacher Bum Media Group with me. So good dude. And it's convenient that our daughters are very good friends. They go to school together and he lives just down the street. So it's easy to get a lot of work done, but sorry about that. He was sitting there yelling, "Hey, hey!" I'm like, "Shut up!" All right. I have Purdue money line at minus 120, 118 on 5 dimes. We got Todd at 115. Any of those I'm okay with. If you were forced to play the game and I had to play it, I'd take Purdue on the money line. That's where value lies. Taking it against the spread, laying hooks, there's no value in that. Now, I'm not saying that I will be taking the money line. I may throw $100 on it just for shits and giggles because I know I'm going to be watching the game and taking notes. But that's it. I don't have I don't think that it's in the foreseeable future for me to be playing that game as a premium style play. Let's see what we got. Jerry Valdez, what's up? Hey, Jerry, I saw you called earlier. I was on the phone with my attorney, so I'll call you back in a bit. Walter, thoughts on college basketball? Texas Southern at Gonzaga minus 30. If you're going to play it, play Gonzaga. There's only one way you can play it. I wouldn't lay too heavy on it because here's the thing about that. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about some high spreads for a second. And this is where Gonzaga holds a really, really significant advantage within taking high spreads with them. You have teams, and I'm going to use a few examples. Let's use Michigan State. Let's use Louisville. Let's use Duke, North Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky. People like that. People that on a regular basis, especially this time of year, early season, that are night in, night out, laying minus 20s, minus 25s, things like that. Of course, they're going to do it to inferior opponents. But have you ever noticed that once we get about a week out before conference play, especially when a team's going to have to go on the road to start conference play, it becomes valuable to start fading those teams and taking all the points. Well, the reason is because now their mindset is conference play, real competition, people that match up well to them, so on and so forth. Gonzaga doesn't have that. They don't have a conference in where they have to play people that are on their level. They don't play people on their level. They are like the Clemson Tigers of college basketball. They play nobodies year in, year out, week in, week out, with the occasional early, midseason, and late season big primetime marquee game thrown in which they're competitive. Don't get me wrong, Gonzaga is a fantastic organization. I mean, that player development is probably the best in the country. With North Carolina and Duke and Virginia, Louisville, Michigan State, Michigan, these powerhouse, Kansas, Kentucky, these powerhouse basketball schools, they don't have to develop players. They can recruit them because of who they are. But you look at teams like Kentucky, they don't develop anybody. They recruit, they're won, they're done. If they win a national championship, great. If not, they were in the mix. It is what it is. They push kids off to the NBA, and they'll start again next year. Duke's that same type of way. Michigan State is not quite as bad, but they still are. Kansas is not quite as bad either, but they're still doing it. The only team out of that group that doesn't do it is North Carolina. Roy Williams is not a one-and-done coach. He wants to bring in 3-star kids that have high academics, that have not even exceeded their expectations yet, and knows that they're not playing at what we could get out of them. So he develops them into 5-star players and puts other people around him that they know will gel together. That's why he consistently is in the mix for national championships and is consistently winning them. Gonzaga is the same way. They bring in kids that are 3 stars, develop them to 5 stars, and they know that they can walk all the way to the NCAA tournament just by showing up. And then they'll play their hearts out then. If there's any team in all of college basketball that is worthy of a high spread night in and night out because of their level of competition, it's Gonzaga. You're going to see Gonzaga laying these type of points all year. So, if you're going to play the game, take Gonzaga. There's no other way you can take it. If you lose, you lose. But you cannot make a valid argument off of any statistical data, any eye test, or anything more than a glorified hunch that would say, okay, I'm going to take the points, I'm going to fade Gonzaga. It's a glorified hunch. If you find a stitch of evidence to back it, and I'm not talking about what they did in a game before, what they did last year, I'm talking about between the two teams at hand. By all means, show me and I'll be glad to take it, but you won't find one. So, will that be a premium play? No, there's no value. But I might have fun money on it because I know Gonzaga could easily cover it. And they should. Chase, I don't want to step on your toes or anything, brother, but are you going to get into any championship week college football stuff? You mean on this video, or are you asking, am I going to have plays? Does it look like I've lost like freaking 10 pounds in the last week? This antibiotic sucks. I'm peeing like 8 times an hour. I'm losing every bit of water weight I had. Brian Kenny, my man. Exactly. I'm looking for any reason not to take Gonzaga in the points. Yeah, and there's not one. That's what I'm saying. You either lay off or you take Gonzaga. It's the only way. Yeah, we can talk about it, Keith. That's fine with me. It's just as relevant as stuff we're talking about now because, I mean, hell, it's only a few days away. What's up, Randy? So, yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say congrats to everybody that jumped on the Cyber Monday deals. We had a great turnout for Cyber Monday. Most of the people signed up for something. They either became long-term clients extended their stuff for another year, season, whatever. And all of the people that jumped on the MLB 2020 season at the earliest and cheapest price they could possibly get it for. So congrats to all those people. Had somebody sign up yesterday, and then the first day they were like, yeah, already made my money back. Bought the 1-year all-access pass for $2,000 and went out last night and made like $4,200. Made their investment back first day. Alabama dropped 7 spots. And see, the thing is, I don't know what to even think about that. We all know. If anybody thinks that Alabama's not truly a top 5 team, then you're lying to yourself. They are. They don't have a strong defense this year for what they're used to. And it just didn't fall their way. They had a lot of injuries. They had a lot of, people around them because of Tua, and it just wasn't meant for them to win it this year. What do they talk about in winter meetings? Is it the league itself or the owners? It's kind of everything. More or less what the winter meetings are they're looking at players that are, nearing free agency this year, contract signings, team rebuildings, all stuff like that. You know, they're going to have meetings with sports agents and and attorneys to discuss arbitration deals and contracts, whether they're going to tender a contract with somebody, if they have tendered a contract with somebody, will there be any arbitration negotiation, or will they just let it be on what the current salary is for that person? And then they'll start talking about rebuilds. It's basically, the winter meetings are designed for the front office, the general managers, some of the managers, player development staffs, and then they even get all of their minor league farm systems involved so they can talk about who they're going to dump, who they're going to keep, and they start doing everything to get ready for mock drafts to be ready for the draft in the summer. Keith, I know, right? I'm looking at myself and I'm like, damn. Maybe it's just because my face was swollen the other day and it's not. But I'm telling you right now, I feel like because of this antibiotic, it makes me so thirsty that I'm drinking water constantly, but I'm pissing out more than I'm taking in. I know it's not supposed to happen, but do you think any college players get money or gifts to go to their schools? Yes. Big bro, why Sparks on LA Kings tonight? Caps best road team in NHL. I don't understand your question. If you're asking me if I like the Washington Capitals over the Kings tonight, yes. The line's a little off. It should be higher, and the Capitals are playing on the end of a back-to-back. They played in San Jose last night, beat the brakes off of them. But yes, there is nothing in the world that would make me take the Kings in this game unless Washington, started playing backups. And even then, I'd probably just lay off the game. I'm not taking the Kings. Speaking of water, Keith, do me a favor. I'm going to go refill my water cup real quick because what time is it? I've still got a while. Oh, yeah, we're good for like another half hour or better. So, Keith, run the chat for a minute, and I will be right back. If anybody pops in and they get mad about it, tell them to get over it. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, peeps. See what I missed. See what I missed. They might be. I mean, I'm not on that game. Um, not at the moment. The line looked off last night when I looked at it when it opened at 150, but it's already down to 140 now. Really, to be honest with you, I'm not even going to say that the quote unquote sharps are on it. It's basically even money. That drop is a sports book's doing. But historically, LA plays Washington tough. They always have. Seems like they've got their number. But Washington goes through peaks and valleys like most NHL teams. We're 7-0 in NHL in the last 2 days. I think you guys know. If there's a play on that game, I'll find it. We haven't been below 70% in the NHL at all this year, so we'll find it. But right now, I'm not on it. All right, what else did I miss? Walter McCurry, Capitals puck line is plus 170. That's looking juicy. Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't take them off of a back-to-back on the road at least against a team that somewhat has their number. Not on the puck line. Not when I can get it under $1.50 for the money line. Hope everyone is doing good. I hope you win some money today, tonight. Yeah, you know we will, Keith. Antibiotics, regular gut, some good probiotics like yogurt. We all need you to stay sharp. Actually, the antibiotics haven't done anything like that. It just makes me so thirsty. Like, I'm putting down, what is this, 20, 30 ounces, 32 ounces, something like this, like every hour. Capitals will be off back-to-back, and the Kings own the Caps. The line that's just for a reason. There you go. Just like I said, on a back-to-back on the road, and the Kings, I wouldn't say the Kings own the Caps. I mean, they beat them a lot. They have their number, but I think the Capitals have most certainly proven to be, we're talking about teams going in opposite directions. But, yes, if you go back years, then, yes, I agree with that statement. But watch them win 3-2, so only toward money line. Yeah, the money line's the only play if you're going to play it. Post your sports lock of the day. I like Portland Trailblazers minus 3.5. Chase is becoming NHL king. Yep, 3 for 3. Can't do better than that. The day before, 4 for 4. Can't do better than that. And I actually like the selection of NHL tonight. I do. But that's not to say that we'll necessarily have anything. I just think, it's Wednesday night rivalry, so you'll probably have an original 6. What do we got tonight? Pittsburgh and St. Louis is probably the best matchup, I would say. I actually slightly lean St. Louis as a road dog in that one. Pittsburgh's been hot, though. If you look at points gained and the way they've won games, then I'm going to say that Pittsburgh's been the hottest team the past 2 weeks. Take wins and losses out of it. Look at points gained and how they played and how they beat teams and who they beat. And I think Pittsburgh's played the best for the past 2 weeks. Walter says, I'm not sure I can pick it without Chase's blessing. If it was a home game, the line would have opened up at $1.90 or higher. Yeah, why didn't we package them into a parlay? I'll make sure to let you guys know next time you should do a 12-team parlay. Vegas Dave special. 17 parlays hit tonight. Get the fuck out of here. I think you should have put the house and life savings on Duke last night. 6 full dogs against an average MSU team. Coach K owns Izzo. Funny you say that, Joseph. I actually had a good client of mine, Bill Mader, that he may be in this chat, I don't know, that was asking me about playing favorites versus dogs, and he's been a client of mine for a long time. And I told him that I liked Duke last night. I said Duke should win this game outright. The only reason I wasn't playing it as a premium play was because I was letting my intuition take over, and not just play stats. Because Duke is so freshman heavy. They're such a freshman heavy team. And look at what they've done from the free throw line. If you can't make gimme shots, we can't trust you. Not against top competition. You got beat by Stephen F. Austin because you turned the ball over every other possession. You couldn't make free throws, and you were shooting three-pointers like a 8-and-under girls' church basketball team. I mean, it was pathetic. So I wasn't too keen on taking Duke until I see it make an improvement. But Duke was absolutely the play last night. That's why I told him. I said, you want to play a dog? Take Duke. Walter, they didn't cover anything. Duke won. Duke was the dog, won outright. Oh my God, he's still alive? Hopefully Michigan State should get their rightful ranking now. I still can't believe they were ranked third. ESPN, even though that their national rankings are what they are, ESPN still... Okay, I don't know how I want to word this to make sure that I'm not misquoting anything. Your ESPN, CBS, and ABC experts, your analysts, still consider Michigan State the best team in college basketball. I haven't had them in my top 3 all year. They were only in my top 5 to start the year. After the first week, even when they were beating teams by heavy margins, they were outside of my top 5. I've got them right now ranked 14th in my power rankings. I've got Duke ranked 4th. Did anyone happen to catch? Well, I'll tell you what, before we get into that, let's do a free play. Let's do a freebie. Let me look at some of the games that I've got circled, and I'll give you one. I'll tell you what. There's one that you guys are going to be like, but I like it. Let me check something here to make sure that their forward is actually going to play, because he has been on minute restrictions. Where is he? Where is... Oh, it'd help if I was looking at forwards instead of guards. Edwardsville. You guys are going to laugh when you hear this game, but I like it. I really do. I've already bet the game. I can't find whether, because if the forward's going to play, I'm going to rate this as a premium game, and I'm going to go back and make a larger wager on it. But from the notes I'm seeing here, minute restrictions last 2 games, still has soreness in his right hip, medically cleared. I mean, I can find everything stating in the world that he is allowed and should play, but nothing giving me 100% confirmation that he will. So we may have to hold off on this one for a second. I definitely want to give you a premium selection for free. Can't find confirmation, and listen, we still got a long ways before this game starts, so we may still get it. But as of right now, I don't have it, so I'm not going to assume anything. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll give it out as a free play. It definitely meets that category. And if it ends up becoming a premium play, all of my clients that are in this chat will know about it. I like SIU Edwardsville minus 12 points over Chicago State. There are 353 Division I NCAA basketball teams, and I have Chicago State ranked in the lonely 353rd position of them all. SIU Edwardsville isn't much better. They're in the bottom 100, but they are a much better team. They're a team that can play 7 guys rotationally. Chicago State, grins, bears it, and crosses their fingers that they don't have to forfeit most nights. One of Edwardsville's forwards have had some hip pain. He had a dislocated hip back during, conditioning or whatever. I don't know. So he's been, he missed a couple of games, and then he's been on minute restrictions, but he's been medically cleared to now play at full, full pace, full strength, whatever you want to call it. Are they going to play him there? Because they don't have to play him at all tonight, and they still should win. But if he plays tonight, this game should be over by halftime, in my opinion. What should happen doesn't always happen. But SIU Edwardsville over Chicago State, minus 12, first free play of the day. Lock it in. Let's roll with it. What am I missing here? Good hitting and show. Well, oh, what were they doing? Like Sandlot to the show or something? Louisville looks good. I've got Louisville as my number one overall team. My power rankings, I've got Louisville as the number one team in the country. What's up, Chase? I jumped on that Cyber Monday special package. Which one did you jump on, brother? How about those Hoosiers? Hey, let me tell you something. I probably have Indiana ranked a lot higher than most people. I think ESPN rankings had Indiana. They weren't inside the top 25. I don't even think they had them inside the top 35. I've got Indiana as the number 24 team in the country, in my opinion. And I think the way they're playing, they'll breach into the actual ranking of top 25. Molecular Ninja says, at work grinding, don't get a chance to jump on live with your videos. Glad you could join us. We usually have a good time on here. My top 10, like all of them? Which one did you do? Did you do the year all access or the top play year? Oh, I know you. Yeah. I recognize your name for sure. Because I had a bunch of people jump on yesterday, and hold on one second, guys. I'm going to adjust this mic. Hopefully it doesn't fall. All right. So Keith wants to know my overall top 10 for college basketball. Well, I've got Louisville at number 1. At number 2, you guys are going to think I'm crazy for this one. But right now, and this will change tonight, something will shift because of the game at hand. Miss Karen! How are you? Hold on, I got to see what Miss Karen wants. Hey, Chase, what is the baseball meetings about? Is it a trade show for the public? The winter meetings are not open to the public other than when they do some TV stuff. You can go into one of the hotel lobbies and you'll get to see what, you'll be on live TV with, they'll probably be like Kevin Millar and people like that there. The people that you would see on MLB Network. The meetings themselves are not open to the public. You have to be affiliated with a team. But they are having a baseball trade show going on at the convention center right down the street from the hotel that they're doing everything at, as well as there's going to be stuff all in and around the city, the downtown area for Monday, not so much, but Tuesday for sure, and even parts of Wednesday. All right, so I've got Louisville as the number 1 team. As of right this very, very moment, I've got, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, I've got Ohio State as number 2. But, like I said, that is going to potentially change after tonight. Karen, you should come down. I know you're not far. What is it, a couple hours from L.A.? I know your son would probably like that. And if you hang in and around the area, I'm sure you'll meet some players, current or present, former, general managers, coaches. I mean, there'll be a lot of people there. All right, so I got Louisville number 1. I've got Ohio State number 2. I've got number 3 is Gonzaga. Number 4 is Duke. Number 5 as Kansas. Number 6 as North Carolina. Number 7 as Kentucky. Number 8 as Arizona, number 9 as Purdue, and number 10 as Maryland. The North Carolina-Ohio State will probably shift something at least slightly. North Carolina could go up, Ohio State could go down, so on and so forth. Ohio State cannot go up in my power rankings at this point because they're already number 2. Louisville won handily last night, and I don't foresee Ohio State playing better than Louisville did last night. Not to mention Ohio State's got to go into the Dean Dome and play. Whew. Ohio State's a good ball team. And in my opinion, they've been playing a lot better than North Carolina. But you're walking into a hornet's nest in this one. Christian says, Chase, are you thinking of doing a contest for either a discounted package or a free package sometime in December for the holidays? I'm sure I'll do something. I know I'll run some Christmas specials, like I always have. But what exactly are you looking for? Like, is there anything particular that you would like to see or that you're hoping to see? And hold on, while you're doing that, it's time to take this godforsaken antibiotic. I got 10 more days of this crap. It's awful. It makes your muscles hurt. Zona over Oregon, I hope so, but I'm not counting on it. Keep my expectations checked. Zona has a high ceiling. Are you asking if I think Arizona is better than Oregon? Or I think, and if that's the question, then yes, I do. And I think that it comes down to defensive play number 1, but Oregon's got a great defense. I think Arizona's better well coached, and I think that they're a deeper team. Joseph, I can't do that, brother, because I would end up writing mine down. All right, later on, brother. Have a good day. And Joseph, all of the hot stove guys will be there. All of them. That is definitely a weak spot for me, Joseph. Or that person is a weak spot for me. Whew. I'm not even going to get started. I'd have to go to church afterwards. Did anyone happen to catch Mr. Paul Feinbaum saying what I've been saying for the last, 7 years now, and that I think every moment of every day about my mortal enemy for life, Mrs. Dabo Swinney? He said that he is the most annoying winner in sports. That isn't an opinion. That's just a sheer fact. And that somebody needs to get him a pacifier, put him in timeout, and we'll check on him on December the 28th after he's played a real football team. Paul Feinbaum, I've always had respect for the guy. If there's anybody that is neck deep in what's going on in college football, it is him. He is a little bit biased when it comes to the SEC. Even though he's a Tennessee grad, he's a bit of an Alabama homer. But it's Alabama and Auburn. It's like a state of Alabama type thing. I don't know why. But after that right there, Paul Feinbaum is my new favorite human being. Period. He's my new favorite human. Finally, after everybody's been hinting around this, everybody in the media is like, all right, Dabo, they won't come out and say it because they know that it's going to create nothing more than a frenzy of hillbillies from Taterland coming on Twitter and everything else. It's just not worth the headache. But everybody's starting to make little comments here and there about Dabo, like, all right, it's enough, man. Seriously, everybody's tired of hearing you. Paul Feinbaum just finally said it. And you could hear it after they played some little tidbits. Man, we got to go 30-0. They don't care about our program. Oh, poor little old Clemson. He says Clemson. Clemson. It's Clemson, you stupid bastard. And they come back over, and his co-host, I don't remember what her name is, goes, well, if we're going to talk about that, then Georgia's schedule ranks 25th in the country versus Clemson's like 68th. But before she could even say it, Paul like snickered and laughed. Like you could tell he was getting ready to explode and couldn't wait to get that out of his mouth. Paul Feinbaum, if by some off chance you see this, brother, I salute you. Who is my favorite non-human? I don't know how to answer that. What's up, Steven? I'm going to plug my computer in so we don't die here. Chase, don't you think that 12th ranking for Alabama is out? Yeah, a little bit. I think everybody's just ready for a change. I think that it's more or less the media ready for a change. The committee wasn't ready for a change. But once you get out of that top 6, top 7 ranking, the committee doesn't have to worry about you anymore. That's when you just you just have your national ranking. So I think the committee wanted them in because they know that their job is to put the 4 best teams on the field that are the 4 most equal teams to where everybody has a fighting chance for it to be the best playoffs it can be. And truth be told, Alabama's in that fight. They might not quite be in this year, but up until that loss to Auburn, you couldn't deny the fact that maybe they were. Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody, even in the media, the ones that are like, thank God they're out. Finally, we see Alabama's not elite anymore. This, that, and that. They know good and damn well that they're still are. They're just happy that they can say that they're not in it and that they can use that number beside their name to act like they're right. See, I told you. Look at them. They're number 12. Who gives a shit? I mean, I don't. Alabama's not the 12th ranked team in the country. I'm sorry. They're not. You mean to tell me there's 11 other teams better than Nick Saban's Alabama? Bullshit. Yeah, the committee wanted them in because think about it, guys. If Georgia stays and Clemson left, and you had Ohio State LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. That's a hell of a playoff. That's a hell of a playoff. And anything could happen in that playoff. Joseph, I don't think that adding teams is the way. I think that's actually, I have to disagree there. I don't think that we should add more teams because let's think about it here. Any playoff system, and this is in any sport, you can think about it in hockey, in baseball, in basketball. You can think about it in the NFL. When you have a top-ranked team or first in a division or something like that, when postseason comes, what does that top team get to do? They get to play the bottom, which means that it's an easier advance for that top team. If we went out there and looked at the top 8 teams in football ranked right now, outside of the top 4, give me one team that could compete with Ohio State. It's not worth it. You're basically just going to bring 4 more teams in to get absolutely decimated in the first round to be right back to that 4 again. I don't think we need to start praising teams that are top 8 and give them a chance to win a national championship because we know with the way the rankings work, they could say, all right, here's your top 8 teams, but that number 8 team should be ranked 15th or 16th. It's all about perception. It's all about media. It's all about ratings. So right now, if you did that, then Clemson University would never miss another college football playoffs. And that's not a world I want to live in. I'm actually not showing a pick 'em anymore. I'm showing South Carolina minus 1.5. South Carolina should roll that team. But South Carolina's not playing as a team right now. That's what's weird. Hey, hold on, guys. John, run the chat for a second. I'm going to grab my cord so I can plug my computer in. Otherwise, we're going to die here in just a minute. And I want to run it for about another 15, 20 minutes. So, John, run the chat for a minute while I grab my charger. Oh, God. Whoa. All right, let's see. Have you ever thought about running a half-year all-access pass for smaller bankroll clients looking for a long-term package? LSU doesn't want to see Clemson. That would be the team that doesn't want to see him because LSU doesn't have much of a defense. Ohio State, I don't think is worried about it. I think they want to see a team like Clemson, a team that truthfully is run by their defensive coordinator because they can get into Dabo's head without even trying. LSU would have to worry about him because Clemson would be able to put up points against them a lot easier than they would Ohio State. Well, Christian, as far as the half year, what you got to think about is it's not based on the bankroll. That's what a lot of people email me and go, hey, I'm a smaller bankroll client, so I can't really justify buying something long term. But you can, because think about it. The 1 year all access isn't designed for a certain level of bankroll. It's designed to save the customer money in the long run, because if you buy week to week, let's do the numbers for a second. If you bought a week package, okay, just a week package every week, you would spend $5,200 or 52 weeks at $100 a pop, and you would not be getting plays of the week, you would not be getting plays of the month, you would not be getting plays of the year, and you would not be getting NASCAR. So you would spend well above, you would spend thousands of dollars. So what it's designed to do is allow you to get everything that I release for a much smaller price point. And you can still bet whatever you bet because you're still going to be following the same system. You're still going to be betting the same way. You can be betting your same bankroll, but why spend the money to get the same information? Why spend double or triple when you could spend that? You know what I mean? So that's what it's designed for. The price was on sale for $4,000, or it was a $4,000 package. It was on sale for $2,000, 50% off. It's already gone back up. But I'll tell you this: if anybody within this chat, most of the people in this chat are already 1 year clients. But if anybody within this chat wants the 1 year all access for 50% off at $2,000, you let me know right now. I'll go in, I'll make it live for you, but it ends at the end of this chat. And I'll do the same thing for the 1 year top tier deal for $1,500, and I'll do the same thing for the 2020 MLB season at $500. But that's it. At the end of this chat, it goes back up. Not going to extend it till tomorrow because it's already gone back up. But if any of you guys want it, didn't have a chance to jump on Cyber Monday, maybe didn't get to see the videos or anything like that, I'd be happy to extend it to you guys, but I'm not going to make it another day or anything. I'll do it. I'll make it available and live while while we're live. What do you think about Mike moves to the Reds? I don't think it's a bad deal. This is going to have to be long term for them. Going to be long term. If they think this is going to be a short term fix or anything like that, the Reds still have to turn that corner. They haven't quite turned it yet. Once they turn it, I think it's full steam ahead for the Reds. Oh my God. So what do people think about Cole going to the Braves for 1 year? $18 million, I believe. Cole Hamels. Cubs did not tender him, thank God. I think he'd be a good fit for the Braves, but not as a starter. Maybe as a middle reliever, but Cole's not. I don't think they're going to use him as a starter. $18 million, yeah, 1 year deal. That's excessive. I think Cole at this point in his career, after the surgery and everything's worth about $8 million. I don't think it. I don't think $18 million is justified. No, I think Garrett Cole will go to the. We're talking about Cole Hamels. I want the $500 baseball season special. Do you have a contact number by phone so I can give you my credit card number? I will not take your credit card number by phone. You'll have to go in and enter it on the website. I do not take people's credit card numbers, and nor will I ever. I would not put myself in that situation. But if you go to chasewins.com, go to the purchase page, click on the 2020 MLB season, and it's just enter your credit card information there, and you'll be locked in. But no, I will not be taking any credit card numbers. Yeah, Garrett Cole, I still think will end up in Anaheim. He's had a meeting with the Dodgers. He's had a meeting with the Yankees. So I think that narrows down his three right there. I don't think that any others would really be in contention. I think LA's got a better shot than New York because he's a West Coast guy. But I think that Garrett wants to play small market competitive ball, knowing that he'll have a chance to win, and Anaheim's where it's at. Hey, Garrett, you said the other day when you came in here that there was a person having trouble getting their plays. Please contact them, and you listed a bunch of phone numbers. That particular person, I guess I'm questioning, why would you be reaching out if he's having a problem? Secondly, that person has been a client of mine, but not since July. So they don't get my plays. Until they make another purchase, they won't be getting anything. So that confused me, and I kind of wanted to know why. That person that you spoke of is a pretty big lawyer in Chicago, and I don't know why. Is Bumgarner going to the Braves? That's where I think he should go. I don't know. He's not going to go small market, but here's the thing. If the Braves pursue Bumgarner the right way, that's where he'll end up. If they don't, then I could see Bumgarner ending up somewhere like Philadelphia. I'd like to have Bumgarner in Chicago, but I do think if he's going to leave San Francisco, there's going to be no way, shape, or form that he stays in San Francisco, which it's looking that way. I don't think that there would be a better fit for him more than the Braves, and I do like that signing. I think that he would be a good fit for the Braves. I think the Braves organization would be a good fit for him. And I think they could do some good things together. How about Rendon? I think he should go to the Rangers. I think he should go back home, go to the Rangers, sign a 7-year deal, because that may be one of the only teams willing to give him 7 years. All other teams are going to be looking for 5-year deals, and he's going to become a very rich man. He doesn't have to worry about winning a World Series now. He's got a ring. Go home, play, be a hometown kid, draw tickets in. Get your money, kid. You deserved it. And I'm telling you right now, the Texas Rangers are spending money. They're going to keep doing it for the next 2 years. They've got the new ballpark. This team's going to write more checks than anybody in the major leagues over the next 3 seasons. And I really, really believe that would be his best fit where he would be happiest. And the fact that he doesn't have to have, oh, I want a championship looming over him just makes it that much easier of a decision. Chase, did you hear about that South Carolina high school football coach that passed away? Guy had the most wins of all time, I think. I did not. Who did he coach for? What's up, Chase? Thanks for getting back to my email. Really appreciate it. Helped out a lot. Let's continue to roll. No problem, man. Oh, you sent an email yesterday asking about because you had a bad day on Monday before you signed up. Yeah, I remember. You had a good day yesterday though, didn't you? Jared Diamond. Who is this freaking pencil pusher? Ten state titles, I think. Legend, they said. Was it Burns High School? I know Burns is out of South Carolina, and they've got a bunch of state titles, and they freaking breed SEC and ACC players. Who all went there? Marcus Lattimore. God, there's so many freaking people. Hell, people from people from there have actually signed with Ohio State before. They breed some top level talent. Can you discuss the Tar Heels Buckeyes game tonight unless you have a play in it? I don't yet, and I don't think that I will for a couple of reasons. I kind of just want to be a fan for this one, and plus, let's look at what the line is right now. North Carolina -4. It opened up at 2.5. I had North Carolina should have opened as a 3-point favorite at home, which essentially puts the teams at a pick 'em. Now, as I told you earlier, I've got Ohio State ranked higher in my power rankings than I do North Carolina. But you take coaching into it, you take the struggles that Carolina has had, even though they've continued to win. They still had struggles. There's no better team and coach that learns from those struggles and knows how to make adjustments and to get back on the right track. So I do think that Ohio State is coming into this thing with a manufactured thought of what North Carolina is, and they're probably going to see a much more determined and prepared North Carolina team. And not to mention you're going in against a Hall of Fame coach that will eat you alive in his own building. So do I think the line is accurate? I do. There's not a lot of value on either side. I can't fade North Carolina at home in a situation like this because they get up for big games better than anyone, especially at home, primetime night game. And they've got a little vendetta against the Big Ten right now after getting waxed by Michigan. So I gotta lean North Carolina at home. If it was reversed, they were on the road, I'd probably be doing the same with Ohio State. But truth be told, that's a layoff game for me. Okay, so does anybody need me to make any of the long-term stuff active? Because we're going to get into the final few minutes of this thing. The 2020 MLB season, 1-year all access, anything like that. Does anybody need me to make it active? Because like I said, it's only going to be active while we're doing this chat. But I can do it right now with the click of a button. and I'll leave it up until we're done. If not, I will not even worry about it. And let me check one thing here. My boy Alex jumped on the MLB pass. All right, so I guess I already made it live because somebody just bought it. All right, cool. Well, I'll leave it up then. I'll leave it up to the end of the chat, then I'll take it down. Snooze, you lose. Let me check some lines here. All right, let's see. He will be texting who? What are your thoughts on the Celtics tonight? Ooh, that's actually a good game. I'll be honest with you. I think the Celtics could lose this one outright. I really do. Do I think they will? No. But they could. There's not a ton of value in this game because based on the way things have gone the past 7 games, I would say this line's fairly accurate. It opened up at 5.5. I would have opened it up at 5. But I can see why the books opened it up at 5.5 because Boston's going to be the public-heavy team, so they get that extra hook in there for insurance. And then it moved up to 6 pretty fast. I don't see a ton of value. I don't see a lot of value in taking Boston because of the way Miami has played, but Miami will be slowed down by the Celtics. So if they play their game right and they get to slow them down, it's going to be hard to top Boston in the Garden. But if the Celtics commit turnovers like they have in recent weeks, then the Heat, that their speed will be able to take over, and that's where you could see Miami pull the outright upset. Ron Belmont will be texting you. Will he be texting me? I don't. Man, don't take this the wrong way. Why are you telling me stuff on behalf of somebody else? That doesn't make sense to me. What's up, Jake? I'm late. Did I miss anything, man? Jumped on your top play yesterday. If you jumped on my top play yesterday, you should have gotten 2. You purchased the top play yesterday? Is that what you're saying? Because I had 2 of them yesterday. 2 of them in college basketball. SMU and LSU both were winners. That Cowboys-Bears game tomorrow will be something else. 2 teams that everybody is giving a hard time these days. Oh, man. I may have a play in that game, Chad. Or Steven, I'm sorry. I may very well have a play in that game. What's up, Scott? Why do I think Texas Tech is favored over DePaul? Because Texas Tech's a better team in every facet of the game, in my opinion. Texas Tech's had some struggles this year, but I think Texas Tech's a better team. Not to mention, the books can play with you with a team like Texas Tech. Keep in mind what they did last year. Keep in mind, Texas Tech was playing for a national championship. Who'd have saw that coming? So, until conference play starts, Texas Tech could be favored over anybody and nobody would question it. Or, out of the general public. Did you already throw out that premium free play? Yeah, I had to step out for a bit. I gave out SIU Edwardsville over Chicago State -12. It has not been labeled an official premium play yet. I'm going to have to look for shoot-around reports from this morning, see what they're doing as far as one of the players that have been on some minute restrictions. I know he's been given medical clearance to play at will. It's, I guess, at this point going to be what the school decides to do because they will not need him to win this game. If they play to their full potential for 40 minutes, they should be able to handily win this game without him playing at all. But without him playing, it'd probably stay free play status. If he's going to be, off of minute restrictions, then I will more than likely be bumping that up to premium. Chase, you are the end boss. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. I appreciate it, brother. I think. I don't know what that means. The end boss. You're welcome for sharing the knowledge, but can you tell me what that means so at least I'm aware? I don't know what end boss means. I tell you what, guys. All right, Steven Segan, if you guys don't mind me stepping away for 30 seconds to make a phone call, I've got a way I can find out if that's going to be a premium play or not. That's up to you guys, though. My clients will figure it out anyway because they'll get the plays. But if you guys don't mind me stepping away, I'll go make a quick phone call real quick to somebody that I know and see if the decision has been made, and if it has, then I'll get an answer. Our books haven't put up your top choices online to bet last 2 days. Not your fault. Any suggestions? I get another book, brother, because like you said something about the UConn game, and the UConn game was nationally televised. It was a tournament game. So every accredited book in the world had that game. Last night, LSU, same thing. SMU, same thing. Even smaller books like Bet365 had it. They're there. If you're using like a paperhead site like that your bookie runs and, pays to allow customers to come in, then keep in mind your bookie could go in there and remove games or only take marquee games or only take games within power conferences. And I know a lot of books that will do that, but you're not going to make any money in a sport like college basketball if you cannot play lower tier schools. You got to be able to play the teams that the books will overlook. But I would never give out an extra game. Like you go to Vegas Insider and you see games that are listed as extra plays. That means that a lot of books, it's at their discretion. Like they'll create a line for it, but it's up to the book's discretion whether they want to take it. Most of the time they may not. A lot of online services will not. A lot of local books will not. But I don't give out those games. I only give out games that every accredited sports book in the world has. Oh, shit. Yeah, Jake, SIU Edwardsville, -12, free play. God, they're coming in fast now. Hold on, shit. Ooh. Oh, I guess that's why I didn't get it. I'm not a video game person. Let's try something here. Oh, hold on. That ain't right. Let's see if we can hear it ringing. Jeremy. What's up, brother? Got a question for you. Edwardsville. Yeah, what we were talking about yesterday. Are there still any minute restrictions going on? You're live right now, by the way. Don't worry, I'm not giving people your phone number. Wait, you already said the medical clearance. I've already got that. Oh. Well, what time is it? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, brother. Let me know. Thanks. No go, guys. Morning shoot around just started, so no information. The only information I was given was what I was already given was medical clearance was given the other day. It would be a decision after the shoot around and I guess personal evaluation. Either way, I'm playing the game. I just will play it for a little bit more if I know nobody's going to be put at any sort of limitation. So I don't know. The game doesn't go for a handful of hours. Starts at. Doesn't start till 8:30 tonight, so I mean we got a long time. We got 8 hours. That's about all I can give you right now. But I mean, either way, it ain't going to be some major play of the century type thing. Jays, how do you feel about Utah State? I like them, but I think they're too heavily favored tonight. Now, see, I don't like saying stuff like that because when you say, oh, they're too heavily favored, a lot of people take that as me saying, oh, take the points. I'm not saying that by any means. I'm just saying that I don't think that they should be a favorite of that caliber I don't think it's justified. Does that mean they won't cover it? No, I think they could easily cover it. But what I look for is edges. I look for mistakes. I look for the edge. And right now, there's no initial edge from opening. But I haven't even broke the game down from start to finish yet, so I may very well be playing that game. I had SIU at 12.5. Would you still play it? Yeah, but I hate a hook in college basketball. What would it cost you to buy the hook and play it at 12? Because I doubt that if your book's at 12.5, I don't think it's going to drop. Just like, my book's at 12, I don't think it would drop to 11.5. Is Jerry the guy behind the curtain? I don't know what that means. Who is Jerry? Andrew, what book are you using? Slight echo. You want me to close the window? Oh, you're talking about when I was on the phone? Well, yeah, you've got it right beside a microphone. Of course it's going to echo. Bet365. Hold on. I've got a Bet365 account. You're getting 9.5? Hold on. Something's got to be wrong there. If that line's dropping, they're anticipating something to go, someone not to play. It's the same conversation we were having. And this isn't even, this information isn't even online that I can find. So, hold on. If you can get it at 9.5, hold on, I'm checking one more thing. I'm not seeing anything under 12 anywhere. I mean, anywhere. Hold on. Let's check one more look. No, I'm not seeing anything under 12 at a single book anywhere. If you can get it 9.5, more power to you. Hammer it. Hammer it. But I don't see a -12. I don't see anything under a -12. Not a single book. I certainly don't see anything even remotely close to a 9.5. My Bet365 account's showing -12. No, Scott, I called him, and it wasn't Jerry, it was Jeremy. Oh, you did say the guy was, yeah, it wasn't Jerry, it was Jeremy. I couldn't figure out what you were talking about. I was like, who's Jerry, and where's a curtain? Keith Davis, Chase, I have never heard a handicapper tell a game is going to play out the way you do. Amazing, and thanks, brother. Anytime, Keith, that's what I do. It's what I do, man. Y'all want to do another free play? Since we, since I what I was going to do was hopefully we could bump that one to a premium. And Sean, disregard it. There's no 9.5 for anywhere I can find. But as far as Andrew C. says, line is dropped at SIU Edwardsville minus 9.5 at Bet365. Brother, if you can get 9.5, play it. Play it as a premium. Hammer it. Be a great play for you. For everyone else, SIU Edwardsville, free play, minus 12. Some people are getting 12.5, they're saying, from their local book or their offshore. If you can buy it down. I don't like the hook in college basketball, but do not overpay for it. You are going to have to pay anything more than $1.20 in juice. Do not do so. Lay the 12.5. It is just a free play at this point. It is not a premium or top selection at this moment in time. And since we cannot rate it so until we get all information regarding all players, minute limitations for the night, I will then in turn give you another free play. So how about that? Keith, I'm going to pretend I know what that means, but I don't, because I am not an expert in this stuff, man, and I don't have a soundboard here. So are you looking at SIU Edwardsville? Because if you're looking at just regular Southern Illinois University, that is not the game. And that might be what you're talking about. It's SIU Edwardsville minus 12. And if you're looking at Southern Illinois, I don't have that line either, man. Because that line opened at like 6. Hold on, I'm going to check that one for you too. For some reason, I'm not even seeing that right there. Oh, there it is. Okay, I am seeing that one at 9.5 in a couple of places, but that is not the play. The play is SIU Edwardsville over Chicago State minus 12. Not Southern Illinois, Norfolk State. No play in that game. All right. Let me grab something that I'm printing, and I'll go ahead and give you the other free play. We'll see what line movement we have on it. Let me print this. Hold on one sec. All right, let me print these notes off of Excel. We'll grab it off the printer, and we'll give you, well, I'll give you guys the option. Hold on one sec. I'm not doing a free play in hockey because there's a small hockey card tonight. I may have a premium play, so I'm not going to give it out for free. We're 7-0 in hockey in the last 2 days alone. Hockey has been phenomenal this year. So we can do a free play in college basketball again, or we can do the NBA. You guys choose. Appreciate it, Troy. What's going on? Troy says killer day yesterday. And guys, we just jumped up about 25 people out of nowhere. So I gave everyone the option, all the Cyber Monday deals, the 50% off of the 1-year all access, the 75% off the 2020 MLB season. All of that ended at midnight last night, and it's not coming back. But for the people that are in this chat alone, so it means when I click in stream, people can watch this video afterwards, but it doesn't count because they're not in the live chat. For anyone in this live chat right now, if you wanted to purchase at the discounted rate, you can do so, but only while this chat's going on. After it ends, no discount on those. Let me know if anyone's interested. I'll take care of you, but we have to do it before the live chat ends. While you're answering, and whichever one, and while you guys are giving me what you want, NBA or college basketball, we've already done one college basketball. I'm going to go grab these 2 pieces of paper off the printer, and we'll do another free play. John Brady, run the chat. Whoa. All right. God damn it. All right, before we wrap everything up, I'm going to do another free play. All right, Tyrus wants college. Troy, the first one was SIU Edwardsville -12. Oh yeah, Mad Dog. That's my dude right there. Everybody hates him. I love that guy. Is it a max play? No, it is a free play. Max plays are what's given out on the premium and top play card each day. Why will this thing not fucking stay? Hold on 1 second. Sorry if this is loud. Okay. Yo, what's up, Leon? Brandon, what's going on? Andrew, I can't tell you how much you can lay, brother. That's depending on your bankroll, man. All right. Jake wants NBA, so we've got a couple of NBAs, we've got a couple colleges, we've got another college. LA Kings premium play. Not of mine, it's not. Not saying that I won't have a play in that game, but as of right now, do not. The line is fishy with Washington. Brandon, I always like Virginia under because they have zero offense and they still have the best defense in the country. Let me close some of these windows real quick. All right, there's another 1 year All Access member and another 2020 MLB member. Just signed up. Congrats, guys. Anybody that wants, it's got about another 10 minutes to do so before we wrap things up here. So we have now been live for almost 2 hours, so we're going to wrap it up. Bears will lose tomorrow, probably. So, let's make sure none of these lines that I have changed so we give you something accurate. All right, we'll do an NBA play. And this is a team that we've made a lot, me, myself, and all of the clients that are on my NBA plays. We've made a lot of money with this team this year, especially on the side, in the totals aspect of everything. We've got the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder playing tonight. And OKC's at home. And truth be told, OKC probably has, in my opinion, and this may be the exact opposite opinion of other people, I think they've got the least amount of home court advantage of any team in the NBA. I've heard people say the opposite on ESPN, saying that the team when it comes down to home court advantage, based on crowd and momentum and an advantage of being home, OKC's got the top. Bullshit. It's not the case. OKC is a smart offensive team. They're not overly productive because they're still trying to figure out this new, I don't want to call it a new system. They're implementing a lot of new pieces into this system. So it's going to take a little while to gel. This is the year that they have to figure that out so that they can start to build off of that and know what they need to do come draft time, so on and so forth. But they are a smart offensive team, so they do take the right shots. But the one good thing is the Pacers, in my opinion, one of the stronger defensive teams in the league, should be able to use what scouting report they have on the Thunder and be able to put a game plan in place as to how to limit the production of those shots from the Thunder. The Pacers, they play slower. They are an under team. So we know what the Pacers' MO is going to be. And if their game plan defensively works, they're going to limit what the Thunder have the potential to do offensively. When I broke this game down and I started looking at the total, I was looking at a score of about 206 to 207 points was where I saw an accurate total. Line opens up at 213.5. I got it in at 212. Let me double check to make sure it hasn't changed in the major books. But when I bet it, I bet under Pacers and Thunder, under 212 points. And I did that about an hour ago. So right now I'm seeing 211. I'm seeing a couple of 211s and a half. I even see one 210 and a half at Pinnacle. But 211 is your average consensus right now across most of Vegas and most of the offshore books that I see. So your official free play for that game, even though I bet it at 212, is going to be under 211 points, Pacers and Thunder. I would still recommend the play, even if you got it at 210. I wouldn't go farther down than 210. Once you get below that 210 mark, you really lose any value that I see. But we'll go under 211. Pacers and Thunder for your second free play. on the website, is it supposed to show the discounted price for the MLB season? Yeah, it's supposed to show 500 because the normal price is. Hold on. I'm glad you brought that up. Hold on. I may have not clicked save. Hold on, Christian. Don't do nothing. It's my bad. Yeah, that's what it is. Hold on. In about 30 seconds, you'll see it. Or less. All right, Christian, hit refresh, and you should see it. And I'll wait till you get your purchase done before I end this live show. That way, if you have any questions, I can go ahead and answer them. But you should see it now. Your book's already at 209.5. Don't take it. That's because they stole my Supersonics. They aren't real diehard basketball fans. There ain't no real diehard anything in Oklahoma except college football fans. That's a terrible place to have a basketball team, especially a professional one. But you know what? I love the Supersonics organization. I miss that era, but let's face it. I didn't think Seattle was the most ideal place for a professional sports team. But I do think they have the ability to get one back. I would much rather see it in Seattle than Oklahoma City. All right, Keith. See you later, man. Yeah, I think Seattle will end up getting hockey too. That would make a lot more sense than basketball. I could see OKC or New Orleans within the next 10 years not existing and going somewhere else. All right, Christian, hold on 1 second. I'll double check, make sure everything's good on this end, and then that way I'll shoot it back to normal price. Nope, you're good. I see it. Yep, you're there. So, only a few short months to wait and we'll be ready to roll for baseball. There you go, Christian. That's the best. That's the gift that keeps on giving, sir. It's not a done deal yet until they end up signing it with the state. It's done deal per the NHL. Or excuse me, the city. And the city has approved it, but until they go through that, whatever it is, that legal phase, can't ever say anything's official. Because Seattle's gotten hockey one time before. And it went away. It never actually happened. Yes, 100% confirmed by the league. But until the league in Seattle sign all paperwork, then nothing is set in stone. Which it should happen. There shouldn't be any reason that it shouldn't happen. But it has happened before. It's happened to Seattle with the NHL before. Back in it wasn't in the 90s. It was like 2004 or something. When was their last expansion besides Vegas? Pre-Vegas, what was the last expansion team? Whatever time that was, Seattle was the front runner, and it didn't happen. But I think Seattle will get it this time because I think it was more. Would you take? Yes, I would. I'd take it. I'd take the under down as low as 210. Nothing under 210 points. If you can get it at 210 or higher, then you're good. All right, guys. For you guys, I'm going to leave those specials up there for about another 20 minutes. I got to make a quick phone call, so I'm going to jump off here. While I'm on that phone call, leave them up. I won't take them down until afterwards. So if any of you guys wanted to jump on, you can. After that, they'll go back up, and we'll come back to some discounts later towards Christmas. The MLB season for 500 will not be back, period. It will not be back at Christmas time, at New Year's, nothing. I will be running a special at Christmas, and it will be a significant discount from its retail price, but it won't be anywhere near $500. It will be a lot more expensive. So we'll do it for an even half hour. What time is it? It's 1:15, so I'm going to give it till 2 p.m. We'll give it even 45. 2 p.m., all prices go back up. So, love you guys. 2 free plays. SIU Edwardsville over Chicago State, minus 12. Pacers, Oklahoma City Thunder, under 211 points. Appreciate all of you guys and gals, if any of you are gals, tuning in for a 2-hour live show. I have completely missed an appointment because of this, but luckily I'll make it up later this afternoon. My attorney's a great guy, so all is well. Love you guys. I appreciate it. Jump on a package. SIU all in. Don't go all in. It's not a smart bankroll move. Never go all in on anything, especially just, a random play. If you're going to go all in, at least make sure it's one of the highest rated games that I have. But anyway, love you guys. Appreciate it. Tomorrow, I doubt I will be live. If I do go live, it will either be early morning or late afternoon, but probably nothing tomorrow except for a free play video. Possible live show Friday, and then I am going to be MIA this weekend, traveling to San Diego for the winter meetings, and you guys will see me do some stuff from there. And that's it. Plays will be out later this afternoon. Love you guys. Appreciate it. Jump on one of the discounts, and we will holler at you later. See you guys.